I launched about 20 businesses, and one company became even a unicorn. All my life, it just, American roller coaster. It just ups and downs with the startups, with the failures, with the attempts to build something else and so on. It just suddenly happened for me that I found myself in Cyprus. 10 years ago, it was the crisis of the Greek banks. It was a very, very strange view, like you just landed on Mad Max setting and something wrong happened here in this country. Quite fast after that, Cyprus rebuilt the economy in just several years. Really, Cyprus is #1 jurisdiction for IT company. So it looks like we have quite a brilliant future. People say artificial intelligence, but there is nothing about intelligence here. I don't believe that AI is creative. However, this is a perfect instrument to enhance your creativity. Real estate agents spend all their time just speaking mobile phones and driving to open the door to show the apartment for the next client and so on. It can be automated significantly. This is not my headache to think about the people who will be fired. For me, as a product owner, it's very important to see the people who really need this product, who want to double their sales, who want to automate their life.
Do you want to see how tech and AI entrepreneurs live and work in Cyprus? Meet Sergey Osipov, a tech entrepreneur and startup founder. He co-founded several businesses, including 2 digital agencies, Red Graphic and Playsense, and was head of the agency of War Gaming. He also co-founded Ad Revolver, an online ad optimization software that Yahoo Inc. acquired in 2007, and Cyan, an online real estate classifieds platform which achieved unicorn status in 2021 with a 1.1 billion IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. Sergey's new startup is Placy, an AI assistant for the real estate business. Sergey lives in Limassol by the sea in the Germasoya area. We discussed startups and artificial intelligence and why he chose Cyprus to live and do business in.
I had been living here 10 years or so. Surprisingly for myself, I came here because of wargaming. It was necessary to choose the global jurisdiction, and it was the brilliant startup, word of thanks, great product, and we just try to find the right place how to launch legally our global business. And we analyzed number of jurisdictions, and Cyprus just won. So the number of parameters, as well, climate, nice people, they are more or less understandable, language, tax legislation, general safety for the children, infrastructure, how many flights we have here to our 20-something offices at the moment from Cyprus. And we analyzed everything, and Cyprus just won. And we all top managers decided to move to Cyprus. And initially it was an office in Nicosia. Nicosia, comparing with Limassol, it's first of all no mosquitoes, a bit hotter, less humidity. But from the climate point of view, I think it's completely the same. But just culturally, Nicosia is very conservative. In my view, it's not comfortable for expats. So that's why actually I moved to Limassol finally. Despite I came here, just surprisingly for myself, not like, people consider immigration to Canada with the passports. It just suddenly happened for me that I found myself in Cyprus. And now year by year, step by step, I realized this is maybe the best location for me. I really love it. Moreover, I culturally already switched to be Cypriot. So I was born in Minsk, and I used to say that I'm a Belarusian Cypriot here. Talking about my profession, I used to say even publicly on the public events that I'm a Cypriot entrepreneur. Because last 10 years, all my businesses were launched here. And I do everything here. So I live here, I pay tax here. So I really Cypriot entrepreneur. So this is my real choice that I made 5 years after arriving here.
How Cyprus changed in the last 5 years?
Significantly, 10 years ago, it was the crisis of the Greek banks. You approach to ATM and you could receive just 20 euro and come to the next 20 euro next day. Everything is closed, no cafes, no restaurant. The center of Nicosia was completely abandoned. It was a very, very strange view, like you just landed on Mad Max setting and something wrong happened here in this country. Quite fast after that, Cyprus rebuilt the economy in just several years. And I remember I was living in the center of Nicosia and Lidre, right on the Turkish side border, cross border. Almost each week, I detected the new cafes, new shops opening there. So it was so fast, and the recreation of the economy was so visible. This is maybe the fastest growing economy in the EU, so I see so many cafes opening each day around me. But actually, it was not like this. It was just a recreation after the very harsh crisis.
Do you see the future for Cyprus in the current economy and in the world?
No, see, formally, if we look to figures, Cyprus is one of the fastest growing economy in the European Union. It's 3.5 or about 4% growth was kind of this one. So not zero, 2, 3, 4% annual growth of GDP. So the political situation is here quite stable. Yes, we keep in mind that a part of the Cyprus is occupied, and they were surrounded by the number of civil revolutions and shitty political situation here. But in general, when we see figures, it looks like no concerns. So it looks like we have quite a brilliant future. And you see, quite safe on the streets, the very extremely comfortable situation with the legislation to launch IT businesses. Really, Cyprus is #1 jurisdiction for IT company. No, really, #1 in this part of the globe.
Usually when you talk about IT, AI development, you think about Silicon Valley, Miami, maybe London, maybe Dubai.
Indeed, but see, I said jurisdiction. So that means that you register the company here, and maybe it's comfortable for founders, for shareholders, because of the zero tax on dividends, and you can sell and buy some shares, M&As, and it's very economically reasonable. When you compare Cyprus with Silicon Valley, there the number of universities, number of brain power, number of licenses, big companies like Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, and whatever. Unfortunately, Cyprus cannot host such a, because it's just a small country, first of all. However, the jurisdiction is comfortable. The majority of the local businesses, more or less big businesses, I mean, they usually have the headquarters in Cyprus and have the offices with the developers in Poland, in Kiev, I don't know, in Slovakia, in Portugal, I don't know, in Georgia, for example, Armenia. So I mean, with less expensive countries. Also, you could detect here the big, let's say, Northern and Western European companies, like big shipping businesses or something like this, just enjoying the tax situation here. They register headquarters here, but having the main business in their home countries. So it's, first of all, is jurisdiction. But then jurisdiction is not a small point for a startup, at least, because the first couple of years, you need not just comfortable tax. You need also, for example, the migration legislation, which allows you to invite a dozen of foreign folks, let's say. And Cyprus provides this migration journey for 4 or 5 years for the citizenship, quite easy to apply in case you passed all this certification with the Business Facilitation Union, so your company is innovative. It's quite easy, actually. In case you are making the really innovative business, it's quite easy to obtain all that stuff, and you have very comfortable migration way to host, let's say, to land here at a dozen of employees immediately.
But people who live in Cyprus, the Cypriots, usually they're a little bit slow, siga, you know, it's different lifestyles. They love to enjoy, you know, the life, to spend more time, you know, in the nature. So how to run a real startup here?
You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I launched about 20 businesses, and the majority of them definitely dead. Just few of them became more or less visible companies, surviving more than 5 years. And one company became even a unicorn 3 years ago on New York Stock Exchange. Not just entrepreneur, I'm a startup manager. I realized it actually some 5 years ago. All my life I thought I just a normal employee in the office, nothing special. Then I realized that all my life is just, you know, American roller coaster. It's just ups and downs with the startups, with the failures, with the attempts to build something else and so on. And this is always the trait inside you. At least I heard two voices. when I'm relaxed in a Cyprus manner, siga, this voice says, "F you, Sergey, so you're losing your time, you're wasting your valuable time, you can build another unicorn, so wake up, let's do something." And then I jumped in the new business like it happened last year with the Placy AI. And a couple of years, and I feel exhausted, burnout. And another voice immediately say, "You're losing your own private life, so you have to read more books, swim in the sea, spend time with the children," and at least my entrepreneurial life. This is sinusoid of the up and downs, and what I try to say that Cyprus, in my view, is quite comfortable for the people like me, because first of all, from the business point of view, Cyprus doesn't allow you to relax because our local market is very, very small. It's a nano-market. You cannot work here. You are forced actually to work globally here. Despite you live in the village, you work globally because you have no choice. There is no market here. It's cool actually, it drives you. But on the other hand, when the second voice fucks your mind, you could easily switch to the mountains, to the sea, drink beer with the children, make self-lucky on the beach and all that stuff. That's what I exactly love about Cyprus, the ability actually to fit that stuff, not actually changing the location.
How did your life change when you moved here? What was the most significant change for you?
It was the period of the growing of Word of Thanks, Wargaming. So we worked 12 hours per day. I remember nothing from that time. Basically, the most slow period was as the COVID. It was a moment when everything just stopped. I remember that my colleagues in Wargaming who stuck in the big cities, like Moscow, Kiev, New York, for example, they were not happy. And the people exactly in Limassol, for example, or Larnaca or Paphos, they were very happy because it was so great to be locked in such a nature instead of the big megapolis.
Why do you prefer to live in an apartment, not in a house? How you chose this place?
I had the experience living in houses as well. That time I just loved this place and I moved here. And I still love it, actually. No, I see no big difference. The house is also fine.
Do you own this place?
No, I rent it. I pay actually 2,000 euro per month, but I rented many years ago. 4 bedrooms, 5 balconies, 3 bathrooms, 1 guest toilet and separate kitchen. So from the size point of view, this is a luxury space. Around is quite luxury view as well. What is not luxury about it, why it's so inexpensive? This is a very, very old house from 1980s. And the quality of the building is so. In ex-Soviet Union capitals, the old buildings could cost even more than the new buildings, with a high ceiling, with the walls like in a prison. In Cyprus, I detected that the new building costs a half, or sometimes even twice more expensive for the square meter. So I couldn't explain to myself such a significant difference, actually. Then I found the explanation. It was the sad circumstances here in 1974, when the occupation of the northern Cyprus happened. And it was a huge, enormous amount of people who moved from northern part of Cyprus to south. It was, based on Wikipedia, I recently checked, it was more than 200,000 people for the Cyprus, which is about 1 million population. And it was necessary to build the buildings for them. It was the governmental program, as far as I understand, to finance quite fast building and very cheap constructions.
Social housing.
Social housing, yeah. So that's why Neapolis, part of the Germasoya, let's say, overflooded, but that's really shitty real estate. And unfortunately, comparing with the big countries, so no governmental program to remove it and to build something beautiful. But on the other hand, we have a lot of free plots here. In case you walk here in Germasoya, you could see plenty of new places to build 5 or even 10 more skyscrapers next couple of years. Not even necessary to demolish the old buildings.
If you can choose to stay here or to move to Trilogy, for example, the new development, would you do it?
Maybe. Why not? Maybe. So I actually, all that 10 years that I'm here in Cyprus, I consider to buy some house or apartment. First of all, I have no time to work to make this research. I made a couple of attempts and I realized that, oh shit, that's another work, another job. I should dedicate, 1 hour per day to visit Bazaraki Index and the rest of the websites and chatting with the real estate agents, because it's a real job to find the property of your dream. So I just don't want to buy the first one apartment that I see in the advertisement. This place, I love it so. I love this balcony, I love this view, I love everything about this apartment. And I even proposed to the landlord to sell it to me. So right now, we're chatting about this.
My colleague and relocation and business development expert Danil Avdeev explained why Cyprus is attractive for tech companies. He has been advising on immigration and business development for 20 years and has lived in Cyprus for 8 years.
Cyprus proactively tries to attract these kinds of startups and gives all sorts of incentives for setting up a business there. The key is simplicity, setting up a company or relocating employees, a favorable tax regime. The standard corporate tax rate is 12.5% in Cyprus. For IT companies, this rate can be reduced to 2.5% with a special IP box regime. For this, the company must carry out software development in Cyprus. Accordingly, we are talking about the fact that the company must have an office in Cyprus and relocate employees to Cyprus. There are special incentives for employees to obtain a residence permit faster and apply for citizenship faster, both for the employees themselves and their family members. Therefore, if you consider relocating or doing business in Europe, Cyprus is one of the most attractive destinations.
If a tech entrepreneur comes to Cyprus and brings his family with him, how protected is his family there? Does the spouse have the right to work? Can they send their children to a private or a public school? And how advanced is the medical insurance system and healthcare in general?
An employee who brings his family can benefit from all the privileges locals have in Cyprus. So, public and private schools are available. Yes, there are some issues, let's say, with places in private schools, but they can be solved, plus new schools are being built. Therefore, I think there will be no problems with finding a good school in the future. Moreover, the family members, the spouses of the foreign employees have the right to work and can work in any company in Cyprus. So this is also a vital incentive to attract highly skilled specialists to Cyprus. Children also receive a residence permit. And all the family members can be registered in the general healthcare system and receive the same benefits as locals.
You are an expert on international relocation. Can we take an entire office in London, Canada, the US, Switzerland or Germany, relocate all the employees to Cyprus and set up a company there? Find homes for everyone, office and continue a normal business operation within a reasonable time?
Yes, but you have to consider the employment rules in Cyprus. There is a minimum salary threshold of €2,500 per month, plus social contributions and taxes, so when analyzing the possibility of relocating a company to Cyprus, you need to consider the minimum wage. Still, it is generally possible to relocate and redomicile a company to Cyprus. The Cypriot legislation allows it, or, for example, it is easy to register a new company in Cyprus and to employ foreign workers. It is a reasonably quick process.
How quickly can we take a company of say 10 people and relocate them to Cyprus?
We can do it in 2 months.
I had a chat with Sergey's colleague Satiris Kamadromos, Chief Commercial Officer of Placy in Cyprus and Greece.
I joined Placy last January. I was, I guess, the first employee after the co-founders. It all happened very quickly. We had coffee with Sergey at Dasudi, at Nero, and I told him about what I did before, and he told me about Placy. I really love PropTech, and it's the industry that I chose from my recent experiences. And I was fascinated that, it's happening in Cyprus, and I can be back home.
And you are Cypriot?
Yes, I am Cypriot. I was born in Limassol and raised here. I went to school. Later on, I went to the military for the 2 years that is mandatory. And from there, I left and I lived abroad. So
Where?
Since 2010, I moved to the UK. I was in Cardiff, where I did my civil engineering bachelor and master's. And then I went to Austin, Texas, where I did my master's in offshore engineering. And there I stayed for 6 years.
So what was the reason to come back to Cyprus?
So after living in Austin, I moved to London. And in London, I co-founded and I was the COO and later CEO for a PropTech startup. That was an amazing career change for me. I loved working, in the United States, being in a tech hub in Austin, working with internationals, but the engineering consulting world was not for me. Joining the entrepreneurial journey and with other startups in London was perfect for me. Then the PropTech industry. But, my family was in Cyprus. I was just traveling in Cyprus at the moment when I met with Sergey. I was passing by for 2 weeks. That's how I ended up back in Cyprus. I guess a job brought me back, and I'm glad that it happened in Cyprus.
Cyprus is a destination for startups comparing to London, comparing to the US. What are the advantages of Cyprus?
The USA in general is a massive market. Much easier to make it, I would guess. Then in London, also it's considered the center of Europe, even though it's not. The market is massive. It's very big. What I see though in Cyprus right now is that some aspects that are important are easier. Cyprus is a great market to test and kick off your startup. It's a very controlled environment. Also, we work a lot here with the network. For me, it was easy to go meet old friends, friends of friends, to join forces with and help me test what we have been building here. On the other hand, Cyprus is a stubborn market. It's more traditional. So I faced a lot of resistance. But what surprised me is that Cyprus is not just Cypriots now. It's an international hub. Like Sergey, like Mike and my colleagues, everyone is an international. So you have a very diverse market now, and it's not the traditional market that I imagined that I would find. So Cyprus is perfect for testing, to market your product, and then go internationally.
For someone who is going to establish a new startup,
yes,
and they want to have a friendly environment to do things faster, to move forward, is Cyprus the right place?
I believe Cyprus is a great place to start your startup. Yes, it's. You have startup events happening. We have Reflect that was mind-blowing this year. It was incredible. Another startup event coming up in October. There is a massive startup community. I never asked for help and not get it. And things are quite fast, to be honest. And our team and relocating here for members of our team and myself, everything was very seamless, let's say.
For young professional, where is the best place to live in Cyprus?
There is a contradiction in the answer of this question. Limassol is the city to be at when you're in Cyprus. This is where the most internationals are, and this is where things are happening. But Limassol is also the expensive city in Cyprus. So, startuppers and entrepreneurs, when they start a startup, money is not flowing around and hanging out on the trees. So you have to be quite careful with your spending. Limassol is not that place. Limassol is quite expensive. But if you can afford or share a place with others, then I would pick Limassol. But Cyprus is small. Live 20 minutes outside, 30 minutes, and that's it. That's how long it takes to go to another city. So it's not a big sacrifice. It's not that you live in San Francisco and you need to work in Austin, or in Birmingham and you need to work in London. It's a 30 minutes drive and you can actually see the sea.
The quality of life. Cyprus, London, the UK and US. What is your favorite?
Every day, doesn't matter how stressful the day was, how fast we moved. At 6:30, I'm at the beach and I spend 30 to 45 minutes swimming, enjoying the sunset, and then I go back home. I think that's priceless. You cannot have that anywhere else. So I would pick Cyprus in these destinations. I have no regrets for moving back here.
We discussed with Sergey his new startup Placy, an AI assistant for real estate business, and how AI will affect our lives.
This is a beautiful book called History of Information in the Graphical Pictures. We could see here how people managed visually data from the Middle Age up to 21st century. And this is a beautiful excursion to the creative, let's say, thought of the human beings, how they represent, for example, maps, pantheon of Greek gods, astrological maps, and so on and so forth. And when we say AI, data, machine learning today, it's just really one more chapter in that kind of book. It just continues the great history of working with the data. And today, last couple of years, I guess, could contribute in this book very significant chapter. And this is the beauty of AI. Such a huge, such a massive paradigm shift don't happen often, actually. It may happen just a couple of times per century. So I believe that we now face kind of the one more industrial revolution with AI. And that means revolution, that means significant efficiency just came on the market and everyone could enjoy this. So the perfect moment for startuppers to build something new. So this is the only moment when we can challenge the big companies, big established companies, because they are not flexible. They usually cannot use such beautiful moments in the shifts in the paradigms. So artificial intelligence, technically, this is the large language models. What does it mean? This is a system of prediction of the next word, literally. People say artificial intelligence, but there is nothing about intelligence here. So we shouldn't compare it with the intellectual abilities of human. It's not about intelligence, actually. For example, some types of the birds could speak like people, like ara, kakadu, for example. Sometimes you even think that it makes sense. You could speak with kakadu, but technically, you know, that's shit. It's not an intellectual creature. Fortunately, AI creates something like kakadu, basically. However, surprisingly, it makes sense. We analyzed a zillion of chapters, sentences, books, documents, and the system knows what might be the next words, next chapters, and even next book. As the author, you could just make the input with the set of ideas of your next book. For example, it might be a detective about Cyprus, some beautiful lady just lost her mobile phone with the specific photographs and stuff like that. And then you press the button and you see how AI could create something very similar to a zillion of the same books and chapters that were created before. I don't believe that AI is creative. I think that AI is not creative at all. However, this is a perfect instrument to enhance your creativity, to automate your creativity, to check mistakes, to change tone of voice. So everything that relates to language, to conversation, large language models, AI, can work with that just perfect.
How do you think AI will change our life in the next 5 years?
It's already changing right now. So it's not like a future about colonization of Mars and stuff like that. It is already here. All the industries, all the areas with the huge consumption of linguistic something, with a lot of conversation, like speaking with the clients and the support, call centers, for example. They already optimized at least twice. If you read news, last year, call centers lost at least half of their personnel because AI can speak much better, faster. Usually ChatGPT, for example, or our Placy AI real estate assistant speaks 50 languages, can speak at nighttime, can send links, can immediately make some records in the databases, in the CRMs and stuff like that. So in some cases, majority of the cases in support in the call centers, AI already work perfect. So you just could use, you could enjoy it, and the salaries are definitely much higher cost than you pay for a couple of robots to serve your clients in the support. For example, real estate, in general, you would say, this is the construction workers, they do so yes, actually, I think that we are limited to automate construction work with AI. However, real estate agent, the sales part. Real estate agents spend all their time just speaking mobile phones and driving to open the door to show the apartment for the next client and so on. So it's almost like call centers. It can be automated significantly, and right now it happens. So that real estate agents who really want to be innovative, who want to close twice more deals and so on, they could just install assistant like Placy, and Placy can use their WhatsApp business account, answering at least half of the calls, messages, all that stuff, even at night time and so on and so forth. So realtors can enjoy just opening the doors and just picking the client, just closing the deals, not just spending time for this initial contacts, for example. Robots can appoint the viewings, appoint the meetings, send the emails to the calendar. A robot can make follow-up after you've already showed the property. You want to receive the feedback from the client in a couple of days. So it is already done. Today, Placy already doing this. So in case you're normal, let's say, entrepreneurial real estate agent, you cannot avoid using it because it's so obvious. You also could forget about computers and still use your fax and the SMS messengers. But it's insane. This is 21st century.
Do you think Placy will help real estate agencies or will replace them in the future?
First of all, I believe that all the modern businesses are community businesses and actually media businesses. So what I mean when I say community business, our team prefer to build the product for the specific community, not for ourselves. So when we launched this business 10 months ago, I started writing the blog, the Telegram channel, Placy AI Startup Insights, just posting there everything that we are doing in the startup. The idea was just to gather, 100-200 people, the community who have interest to that type of the startups, how we can apply AI to real estate, and just to have the community of first 100 or 2 people who could test our first prototypes. Surprisingly, so this blog grew, and now I have more than 4,000 subscribers. But this is the explanation how community works. And when we develop something new, I usually first of all post in this Telegram channel, and I see how many likes, I see in statistics how many shares, and this is a significant messages for me. So this work, that doesn't work. A lot of people drop me direct messages about that, some comments. So this is the massive feedback from the community. So that's how we build these products. And for me as a product owner, it's very important to see the people who really need this product, who want to double their sales, who want to automate their life, who want to make more deals, having more time to relax, to drink beer, and sometimes they can drink this beer with me. This is not my headache to think about the people who will be fired, who don't want to work, for example. This is out of my vision, actually. So my idea is, people, if you want, let's test it and let's build business together. So the nature of this intention is very different. When we set up the company 10 months ago, the name Placy, definitely this is the female name, and this is female AI realtor. And it was necessary to choose the avatar, how Placy would look like. My idea was that Placy might look like this one. See, it should be a robot, but with the face of beautiful female, and in my view, it's good to have this social connection. But we don't hide, this is a robot, so kind of that one, with the pixel graphics, you see. Yeah, but still with the same, you detected something like artificial intelligence behind that title. I asked the community of my blog, Placy AI Startup Insights. I posted just a question, folks, let's vote. What could be the avatar of Placy? Minimalistic graphics, a bit more 3D graphics, cartoonish, or even particularly realistic view on potential realtor, kind of the future realtors. Community, surprisingly for myself, my variant was from number 1. Community here voted 52% voted just for sixth variant. Very, very realistic graphics. So people would like to live in the to simulate the reality. Actually, they don't want to even think about the robots. Actually, interesting outcome.
Interesting.
Okay, we made a number of variants of the quite realistic female, but can be called Placy. You see.
Some of them looks like my friends, realtors.
As far as we are launching a pilot in a Greek-speaking region, so this is the kind of Mediterranean average, something like a bit Italian, a bit Israeli, a bit Greek, something like this. The average, let's say, archetype of the lady like this. And we bought it again. We chose 5 ladies, and we asked community, which of the lady you really like to see as the avatar in your place or of your real estate agent, and 42% voted for the for this lady. That's how actually we've got Placy, and Placy look like this because of the community really voted for this.
She is beautiful.
This is the official look of Placy, your real estate agent. We still continue asking the community all the questions, how the interface might look like, what they think about this, what they want to hear. And just a week ago, we raised €1 million as a pre-seed round, and Placy was so happy.
I have a question as well. Can I have your number?
Sure, you could just subscribe to my blog first of all, Placy AI Startup Insight in Telegram, and there's plenty of links to Placy. You could test it yourself. So the prototype of Placy is available in Messengers right now. So that it's just a prototype, it's not a final product. It works just with the Cyprus real estate to buy, no rentals yet. But actually you could that look and feel how you could communicate with the electric agent. You could really feel it. So.
Danil is among the first to commit to testing Placy in his business. I asked him to share his thoughts.
I believe that it is an up-and-coming tool for the real estate business. First of all, it is a massive time saver. Your AI assistant can respond at any time, 24/7, for example, on a Sunday when your secretary is out of the office and can't respond. Most importantly, it responds instantly to any incoming inquiry from a potential client.
How does it work in practice? Is it a ready-to-use application, or can you customize it completely to your company's needs?
Placy already has basic functionality and can be customized to suit your needs. It is fully configurable, from questions and answers to potential clients to changes in its appearance and scenarios of interaction.
To use Placy, do you need a desktop computer, or can you do it from your mobile phone?
You can use it on any device. At the same time, you can monitor Placy's interaction with certain people and requests coming into the company. So, at any moment, you can see how the conversation is going and join the conversation if necessary. I would like to point out once again that this is a huge time saver, and due to the pre-worked out scenarios, it is possible to fully optimize the work with incoming leads.
How would you estimate the return on investment when using Placy in your real estate business?
We are currently only testing Placy, and so far, we have had only positive experiences. So, I think that in the future, we will definitely implement artificial intelligence technologies in our daily business. In general, I think that this will have quite a big effect on the local and international real estate market.
Do you think that with the rapid rise of AI, estate agents' jobs will remain, or will artificial intelligence replace them all?
Real estate agents will definitely continue to have a place. There is always a niche for good professionals. It's more like a supporting tool, similar to how flippers assist swimmers. Just as many people use ChatGPT, it's more of an aid in the work rather than a complete replacement for experts. We should remember that trust is crucial in our business, and human interaction plays a key role.
Why do we need Placy as a specific AI solution? Why you can't ask ChatGPT, to help you to communicate with your clients or whatever?
I believe that pretty in all the industries, we have general solutions and we have vertical niche products that solve very specific thing. For example, we can use lighting of this room, for example, this lamp. However, now we see this beautiful professional equipment. But why you guys don't use this lamp? It's also produce light. So ChatGPT, this is the general site, kind of the Google, or in Cyprus, for example, like Bazaraki. You could find everything: cars, online gaming platform, and real estate, and bicycle, and whatever. Vertical solutions always win because they fill the very specific needs of the people. So I believe that real estate is very, very big industry, and it deserves the specific solution for that. My previous business was, I'm one of the board members in the several country largest real estate marketplaces. That's Loon.ua in Ukraine, RealBuy in Belarus, and one of my companies that I left many years ago, that's Tran.ru, and also my several small endeavors in the online real estate marketplaces, stuff around that one. So this is just my competences. So I just can't imagine myself doing something else. Real estate is big, beautiful, understandable, very, let's say, very solid industry. It's nothing like to make some crypto something. It's nothing like to make the application for the masks in Instagram. It's a very plain, very, let's say, very tangible business, let's say. That's why I love this.
Which countries are you going to target with your app?
We're launching Placy here in Cyprus as the pilot market, in the parallel in Greece as well. Then right now we're already deploying the platform to launch it in UK and in Dubai. And then step by step, it might be Poland, United States, so step by step, country by country, I expect it will be the global rollout during the next year.
What do you think about the virtual real estate?
So this is 3D gaming reality or augmented reality or virtual reality using the headset of virtual reality, that stuff. Second life style,
Exactly.
buy an island.
To buy an island, to buy the biggest, I don't know, villa, to have the most luxurious lifestyle you can imagine.
As a piece of something, some valuable asset, it can work. It does work. We can buy crypto, we can buy NFT. Why not to buy a piece of something virtual? So it is okay. But practically, frankly, from the economical point of view, I definitely know that everything should create value. So for example, when we sell subscription to Placy AI assistant, Placy creates value for real estate agents that they can work twice less. What the value creates, some crypto stuff or piece of land in the second life, you could enjoy it. Maybe it is growing in the price, but actually it doesn't create real economical value. So you see nothing economically explainable behind this. Remember, I spent half of my life in the video games, in wargaming and so on the publishing side. So I believe that all the digital entertainment, see, I call it not investment, I call it digital entertainment. This is the perfect way how you kill your life. I do it myself from time to time as well, playing a lot in the games and so on, so it's great. But seriously, as something that you could invest, it's just a matter of hype. You could get some speculative money for that. Like NFT, for example. It was the hype in NFT, quite expensive stuff, and how much does it cost now? But a lot of people received their portion of fun. Why not?
Why people are so scared of AI?
In case you have good imagination, it's so easy to be scared of everything, right? As a half of engineer, I am not scared. And I don't think it is dangerous. As I said, this is just a system of prediction of the next word. It is not intellect. Let's be scared of the coffee machine or refrigerator. So it just touch, let's say. So it cannot kill us actually. However, in case stupid people would appoint to AI some activities like to ride the roads, to control the traffic lights, aeroplanes, I mean, some sensitive areas, yeah, AI can make mistakes. But don't do this. I detected that the majority of the people who are scared of AI, this is the people from the community who believes in Earth is flat, and something like this. So the normal, let's say, educated people usually understand it like perfect technology. But say, this is a very big, serious question, the safety of AI. And we have OpenAI, which ChatGPT, which is a pioneer company in this. And we see 3 years ago, approximately, it was the first startup. The ex-former OpenAI employees went out and they launched another startup, Anthropic, which is right now one of the top as well. The idea of Anthropic was to make safe AI, not to pursue the commercial interest like OpenAI does. Making something more safe, more, let's say, comfortable for the governments, for the people and something like that. So, I mean, the idea to build the safe AI it's here, actually. This is an actual idea. Again, the same story. Ilya Sutskever, who was the main researcher in OpenAI, he left the company in May, and he registered the new company, Safe Super Intelligence Inc., it's called. And just a week ago, he raised $1 billion, and the idea to make a safe AI as well. And the valuation of this startup, $5 billion, and they raised $1 billion. So investors got 20% for just a presentation to build safe AI. And they announced that the next first product of the startup will be just in 3 years, because no commercial pressure. We're building the safe AI. So the question is actual, indeed. This is a symbol of how European Union could kill every dangerous thing. That's actually European Union kills initiative, kills startups. Some of you could see the presentation of the new iPhone.
Yes.
With the new AI features, cognitive features. You could use Siri. In the previous iPhones, Siri is completely useless. Now Siri will be kind of Placy-like, based on the artificial intelligence. And what is beautiful about that, Apple turns on the cognitive features, multimodal features. Multimodal means you not just type or write. You could, for example, I can point the camera to you and say, Siri, who is this? Or Siri, what is this? And Siri would answer, this is Clio, which is a New York award for the video production agency, stuff like that. So cognitive abilities. For example, you can point it on the cat and what they breed here. And the Siri asks, this is the cat from that region and stuff like that. So easy to be clever.
Okay.
Cognitive abilities. Half of the year before presentation of the new iPhone, Meta, Facebook, Zuckerberg, they launched a really cool product. This is the Ray-Ban Meta augmented reality glasses. What does it mean, augmented reality? Here you see webcam,
Okay.
photocam and webcam, the similar as in the phone actually. You have microphone here, and you have headphones here. So you could wear that and immediately connect with my phone by Bluetooth. And for example, we say, hello, Meta, hey, Meta. And now I say them, oh, what do you need? So what time is it? And then answers. As well as camera, this multimodal cognitive functions of AI. I'll say, who is this? I really asked it. And I just received an answer. I can't do this on your glasses. It is blocked in your region. What does it mean? Zuckerberg is so scared of European legislation,
GDPR, yeah.
She decided to play safe here in the European Union. And it just, all that cognitive features, which just announced in the iPhone as well, are blocked in the European Union already. So we cannot enjoy it.
So in the future, I can put on the glasses and say, hi, Placy. What is this building? Do I have any apartments available here? What will be the price? Can I rent it?
Yes, absolutely. That was my idea. When I bought this glass, I thought, how can I embed Placy here? And now I see that all the cognitive features doesn't work, and I have just that's a bulky, expensive piece of shit with the average headphones. My current startup is Placy AI Real Estate Assistants. The previous two startups were marketing agencies, advertising agencies. The first one, 5 or 7 years ago, it was the agency of wargaming. And the second one, 2 years ago, that Playsense agency. And this beautiful award that you see here, Playsense, Ubisoft, Playsense, Riot Games, Playsense Wargaming, all of them from United States, seems to me. The specialization of Playsense to make trailers. And yes, the team is about 100 people. Team does it quite perfect in my view. So I love this business.
What are you doing in Playsense?
I'm a chair of the board and a co-founder, better say like this. So I don't take part in the operational day-to-day activities. I fully work in Placy since the last year.
Do you think we will see awards for Placy as well? And for your next achievements, or maybe it will become a unicorn?
Definitely, this is my dream, to build one more unicorn. Technically, it is possible because such a big paradigm shift happens on the market, and artificial intelligence has quite brilliant future, I believe.
If you want to learn more about Placy, make sure you subscribe to the Placy AI project Telegram channel. And if you need help establishing or relocating to Cyprus, message me on WhatsApp or Telegram. All my and Danil Avdeev's contacts are in the video description. And like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss anything exciting in the future.